Well, joining us now on News Track to discuss the president's return and, of course, his broadcast to the nation, we have the president of the African Public Relations Association, Mr. Yomi Badijo Okusanya, who joins us live in the studio. Mr. Badijo Okusanya, many thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me, actually.
All right, we've looked at the different angles of the president's broadcast. Of course, he returned on Saturday. Give us, from an image perspective, what do you think about the broadcast? What can you tell us? What does this portend in terms of our image to the outside world?
Well, I mean, let's look at the broadcast in general. You know, just less than 7 minutes. It was about 6 minutes, and indeed, it's perhaps the shortest broadcast that I think the president has ever made. I'm even sure that maybe when you talk about perhaps press conferences, maybe they're even much longer than that. I think before we talk about the international, perhaps we need to look at the local. How did it affect us? What were we expecting? There were many speculations about the broadcast, what we were supposed to expect. I think some people even went as outrageous as suggesting that perhaps the president was going to announce his resignation. So we in terms of what we were expecting, I believe that, well, it was a bit cut, quite short, and I'm not so sure that it addressed all the issues that it ought to have addressed, you know, given the fact that the president has been away for about 100 days or more. Now, in terms of international image, I don't think it actually also addressed it, in the sense that I thought that, you know, there should have been some specific words in assuring the international public that everything is okay. Don't forget that there's been a lot of speculation in terms of investment also. So I think that maybe he fell a bit short in that regard. He'd been away for 100 days. We also realized that a lot of international media had taken pokes at Nigeria, saying that, you know, our president was away for so long. So I thought that perhaps he could have done a bit more in terms of reassuring the international community that all is well.
Now, going forward, what are the likely implications, you know, from this particular broadcast?
Well, I guess there are many. One, the biggest fallout of it would be the fact that the president appeared much stronger than what a lot of other people imagined. And I think the biggest implication of this would, of course, be the 2019 elections. Whichever way this would have gone in terms of today's broadcast would have fallen in one direction or the other. Should the president have shown signs of weakness, I think that, you know, they talk about the hyenas and, you know, some animals, and I think maybe they would have come into the picture. So the greatest issue arising out of this is the fact that permutations towards 2019 would have, you know, they'd have to go back to the drawing board, because people now saw a president that appeared stronger than the picture that was painted before. I would
have to end it there. Thank you so much, Mr. Yomi Badijo Okusanya, the president of the African Public Relations Association. Thank you for your thoughts on the president's broadcast and, of course, his return from the UK.
Thank you very much.